This is a brief introduction to the idea of omissions and deceptiveness. Under the Lanham Act and also under the standards followed by the NAD, you can't omit facts that make affirmative claims in the ad misleading. This is the narrowest of the various regulators' grounds for omissions, but it can be pretty powerful, and it means that the concept of omission is relevant in a lot of situations. So I'm going to show you a couple examples and then end on a brief cautionary note.
Your kid watches TV. He sees an action hero. He wants the action hero. You go looking for the action hero. Not the green one, not the red one, but the blue action hero. The first store is out of action heroes. The fifth store only has red action heroes. You find a store that has the blue action hero. You buy it, he breaks it. You need a new blue action hero. Luckily, you bought it with your Citibank card. Don't take care of it. It's that simple. Now who's the action hero?
So as it turns out, Citibank, if the action hero broke, would refund your money, but it would not, in fact, find and deliver to you the very hard to find blue action hero, which was what the ad clearly indicated by juxtaposing the claim about the difficulty of finding the thing with the claim they'll take care of it. So this is a situation in which the omission made the affirmative claims misleading. Similarly,
hey, remember how we talked about eating better? Well, it starts today.
And just so you can see, there was a little super on there for a little bit.
The secret's out. Two original recipe chicken breasts have less fat than a BQ Whopper. I'll go skinless for just 3 grams of fat per piece. And now get a 12-piece bucket of Kitchen Fresh chicken for just $9.99. No, I'm doing this for you. For a fresh way to eat better, you got a can.
So you can see also that there were also supers on the screen after that. Some of you may have been able to read them, some not, given how fast they went by and the fact that during at least part of the ad, it's white text on a white background. So that's not great. So it did disclose the material fact that the KFC had less overall fat than the hamburger meal, 48 grams versus 43 grams. However, it omitted other material facts, that it had about the same saturated fat, much more trans fat, much more cholesterol, much more sodium, more calories. So in the context of an ad that was about eating healthy, those omissions were misleading, again, according to the NAD. So you can see this is that the NAD is willing to do this in part because it doesn't really have any remedies to give out. This is a much more extreme result than you would get from the court or the FTC. Because the NAD mostly ends up recommending more disclosures, it's much more willing to do that. But you should also see the theory here that when you're generalizing from a specific claim about overall fat to something like eating healthy, there are just more risks there. So the NAD tells you that you need more disclosures for something like this. But the cautionary note is if you don't mandate that the disclosure be something like as prominent as the name of the product, there may not be much hope of successfully communicating a qualification to consumers. Even if requiring disclosure is constitutional, a topic we'll take up next time, it might not work to avoid deception. So we'll read a little bit about this. I just want to mention a study about native advertising, which is content that's paid for by an advertiser in a non-advertising format. And they tested disclosure techniques like having a homepage buyout used by the Wall Street Journal, so the whole thing is attributed to one advertiser, or a persistent disclosure banner used by Slate, so it floats and it's supposed to be visible to you the entire time. Those worked in order to make readers identify the content as ads 29% of the time. By contrast, 51% could identify ads that featured disclosures within the content itself that are actually part of the text of the story. However, disclosures within the content itself are rare, and also 51% may not even be enough. When disclosure doesn't work, we may have to choose the benefits of the advertising and any truthful information it does provide versus the costs of suppressing it. So it's nice to think that disclosure gives us a happy medium, but it may not always be the case. And just keep that in mind as we go through this material. Thank you, and I'll see you in class.